Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's session with Advantage Business Systems and eKnowtion. My name is Gary Griffin. I'm a Dynamics Account Manager at Advantage, and today on the call with me I have Sunny Dawson from eKnowtion, who will be taking you through today's demo. So without wasting any further time, I'm going to hand over to her, and then if you do have any questions, please feel free to pop them into the question box and we will answer them at the end of today's session. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Gary. Thanks everyone for having me. So I'll introduce a little bit about our company first. So we're a Microsoft consultancy firm based in Melbourne, Australia, with over 15 years experience in the worlds of business intelligence and enterprise resource planning. We solve businesses' reporting and analytics needs through a suite of Power BI pre-designed reports that gives an in-depth insight into businesses' sales, finance, and operations. We have 11 Power BI apps, over 250 pre-built reports with over 1,000 measures. So we promise powerful insight instantly. You can find us at eKnowtion.com or businesscentralinsights.com. So our Power BI apps are here. So we have the Power BI Insights Connector app for Business Central, our sales, purchasing, inventory, finance, accounts receivable, accounts payable, cash flow, CRM, jobs, service management, and finally, but not least, our manufacturing, which has just been released. So today I'm just going to show you 5 of our apps, which is sales, inventory, finance, accounts receivables, and jobs. But to get started, just to show you some of the key features of our apps is our Insights Power BI connector and what you can do from here. So the best way to test out our apps is to go to AppSource, and then with AppSource, all you need to do is click Get It Now, and you can sign up for a 30-day free trial. And the best way to evaluate whether these apps are actually for you is to set up in our connector here. So all you need to do, and the instructions are contained on our website, is to select the companies that you wish to import. So all of our Power BI apps are supported by unlimited companies in BC. And the big advantage of this multi-data sets is that you can consolidate your data in Power BI, for example, for sales or general ledger, which is pretty awesome. You can set up a particular dimension setup. So our dimensions in all of our Power BI apps will give you the ability to filter your data by 15 custom dimensions, including our standard customer group, sales and item group dimension. We also have attributes. So with our attributes, you'll have the ability to filter by up to 16 pre-selected attributes, as you can see here, and you can change that however you like. We also have a measure setup. So you can set up and configure all of our apps separately, depending. So for each industry, like the percentages will be different. For example, with the sales KPIs, what we've set it as here for item profit is below 25%. It will show in our apps as red, above 35% will be green, and anything in between is yellow. But you can set these however you like. We have so many other setups that you can do, which includes aging groups, non-working days. You can also set up budgets and GL account categories and so much more. But let's get started and have a look at our Sales Insights app. So at the home screen here, you'll see a menu of our pre-built sales reports that assist with different aspects of sales to quickly find the information you need. You'll see a similar structure in the rest of our apps. So you might like to have a look at a couple of some of the highlighted reports. So we'll click on the item sales overview. Now, all reports will have, before we get started, I almost forgot, it's important to select which company you want to use the information for on the left-hand side. So I'm just going to use the default company here. And with each of the reports, you'll see a menu on the left-hand side, which shows the most commonly used filters, which is Dimension 1, area, Dimension 2, which is industry. And for sales budgets, we have sales budgets, so you can select whichever sales budget you want to view or compare your actuals with. So at the top of the page, you will see an overview of year-to-date sales, budget, profits and profit percentage, which will automatically be recalculated if you want to know the sales and profit for, let's say, the month of March here. And then you click again and you can see the overview. So if you're interested in a particular area, you could just click on, for example, the state of New South Wales. These apps were made in Australia, so hence we've got the states here, but it will apply to your regions in the UK as well. So if you'd like to know how, for example, the hardware tracked across your regions, you can click on hardware, and again, it cross filters. And if you'd like to see, for example, why we didn't meet our sales budgets in March, what we can do is we can select March here, and then we can, it will drill down to show you the weeks. We can drill down further to see the days. If we want to know, for example, then you can just drill back up to get whatever you like. But if you'd like to see, for example, the individual ledger entries item for a particular invoice, you can just see what happened on those particular days and those particular invoices, and then we can just drill up again to get the overview of the months, or if you want to, you can even do financial quarters, and again we can just come back down as well. So we also have the total item sales overview, which is a very useful table where you can view on the left-hand side here the sales as invoiced, shipped not invoiced, outstanding, and total. We also have the item sales over comparison period. Now, this is particularly useful. You can use the sliders up the top here to measure by any period you want to compare to. So what happened in August last year to August this year, or the first half of this year to last year. So you can select also on the left-hand side here, like the current financial fiscal year to the previous fiscal year. Yeah, so you'll see in the column and the tables here, you've got the selected measure, the current measure in the first column. The second column is where the comparison measure is, and then you've got the percentages and these little groovy arrows which show how you're tracking, like what went down or up. And so that's just a very quick visual clue there to take your eyes to, which is useful. If you'd like to know a little bit about new customers and your customer acquisition, this table is incredibly useful overview. And for example, you might want to know your new customer acquisition for February. Just click on here, across filters to the right-hand side. And then we can go over and have a look at our ABC item classification reports. Now, if you'd like to know your best reporting, like the 70% of the best items were made up of 48 items, sales items, and click again, and then we can see the lowest performing 5% of items was made up of 27, and they all reflect on the right-hand side there, which I think is pretty groovy. Then item sales by dimension. You'd like to know what your sales figures for different dimensions, so you can select by over 40 different measures on the left-hand side here, and 15 dimensions from up the top. And then you can just select through, or if you want to know more specifics about a particular region, and you can select, you know, what your biggest, you can drill down and see what your biggest sales were, and it will reflect as you go through. You can also use the up and down arrows at the same time. Also, what can be quite useful for people is to have a look at your salespeople and who are your best performing salespeople. So as you can see here, we've got Cassie, and she sold the most items, but we had high hopes that she would sell even more. So her budget variance is lower here, but she's clearly quite a good salesperson, and her profit percentage is quite high, which is almost 30% here. And then we can see how she moved over time, over the months there. So if you'd like to go deeper, and all of our reports will have deep dives, which are pretty groovy. So for example, how I've set it up here, you can have a look at, you know, what the fiscal year is. We want to know how we're tracking by month over year. And we see here that July is pretty good, and we might want to see whereabouts, what area, you know, rocked it in July. We'll see that Tasmania was pretty good. We might want to see the particular customers, the customers here, and what particular items they were purchasing. So we can go through, and basically this is never ending, but it's a really beautiful high level overview of what you can show, you know, anyone in your company quickly and easily to see what you need. We also have on-time delivery reports, which are pretty cool. You can find out any percentage of sales orders delivered on time. So here only 14%. So obviously we need to do a bit of a better job here. We can also see delivery days and how the delivery days, how late we are. So in delivery days, we're 2.3 days late. So again, there's nice high level overviews, but then we can get more specific in each of the tables here. So as you can see, there's so many more reports, including outstanding sales orders and sales invoices and ordered amounts. Each of the apps also has its own Q&A session. So if we click into Q&A, you can essentially ask the Q&A any question, but we also have pre-selected potential questions that you might be interested in. So you just select there and then you go bang, which is awesome. So that's a very quick overview of our sales. I'd also just like to show you just a couple of reports in our inventory app, which is one of our most popular apps. It gives you tools to optimize your inventory levels and your costs and save money. So at the home screen, you'll see reports that will help with different aspects of inventory, and this includes inventory value, quantity balances, inventory turnover, availability, aging, and out of stock items. So if we have a look at the inventory valuation report, it's an alternative to the inventory valuation report available in BC. For example, I might be just interested in having a look at a particular location, such as Melbourne, and then the table will easily cross-filter to show you all the quantities, the values and the balances and the increases and decreases over time. We can also have a look at our inventory turnover. And this looks similar to the DSI reports and gives you turnover for items. So you want to find out your hot potatoes and what you're doing now. I've just selected Melbourne here, so you see that. So if I want to reset my data between all of the you know, because I might have selected something in the previous report, I can clear it just by doing that reset button. So that's super easy. So this now then shows all of the data and not just for Melbourne. So yeah, so here we can see, you know, what our most popular items or what are sold over like 6 to 12 times a year. We can see here that hard disks were very popular by being sold over 10 times per year here, which is great. So then I'd quickly like to show you our finance app, which is actually really extensive and deserves its own 20-minute introduction, really. All the standard financial reporting is here, and you can filter by any financial dimension. Having a look at our P&L statement, this table overviews the company income statement where you can compare your net change to budget and budget variances. So by using the drill down, so I might just go up so you can see a high level overview here, but then we can drill down, actually, whoops, selecting my things. We can use these drill down buttons to get the broad overview of incomes, expenses, or expand to get the GL account subcategories. So we've got the subcategories, and the third level gives you the individual GL accounts. So if you'd like to know the P&L again for a particular region, we can select the Australian Capital Territory here, and that just gives you for that particular region. So the balance sheet overview is a pretty nice looking high level picture of a balance sheet. So overall numbers, including current, quick and cash ratios and capital employed. So you can again drill down on to make it a high level overview or take it down to the subcategories for the GL accounts on any of the pictures. You can also click and everything will cross filter as well. Let's have a look at the assets. So this gives you some nice visuals of where the company is tracking in terms of its asset balance over time. So you can view the liquid assets, the accounts receivable, inventory and fixed assets in these tables, and the line graphs and balance sheet we have, and you can drill down again for, as I've shown you previously. So then we'll have a quick look at the income by dimension report, which is very useful for your finance people. So this is the GL accounts by, you can filter by any financial numbers and by any financial dimension over here. And again, you can just run through the dimensions that you're particularly interested in, and it will cross filter there. There's so much to show you in the finance app, but we don't have a huge amount of time to show you everything today. But I will show you a quick look at our accounts receivables, which is, this app is all about optimizing cash flow, ensuring a business gets paid on time. So you will see with the receivables overview, which gives us a total amount of the customers have to pay us. So as you can see here, the overdue balance is 71%, and the red here demonstrates the overdue amounts, and the grey demonstrates the before due amounts. So we're not tracking too well. Here we can also see our most outstanding customer, and we can decide to block them in BC if we like. And yeah, but each of these will show you the particular amounts. We can also have a look at the before due and overdue report, which shows the current open balances with due dates and how many days left to pay. So on the right-hand side, you can see by particular aging buckets. So we could click what's due between 2 to 7 days and the customers owing between that. Again, you click again, and then you get the bigger picture. We'll look at also the receivables trend. So other than these pretty line graphs, it also shows the open customer balances over time. We see at the top here the average due days for invoices to be paid, which is 173 days. And the right-hand side bottom graph, we see the average days to collect against the closed in one nice graph. So again, you can drill through to view particular individual customer ledger entries. So, which again, I think is pretty useful. I will just show you quickly our Jobs Insights app, which gives you better insights into your project budgets, actuals, sales and profits. So if you'd like to easily compare the profitability of each job, you can have a look at the job overview, which gives you a high level of your projects and how they're financially tracking, including statistics for projects as a whole. Or on the left-hand side menu, you can click on a particular project and see the statistics for that particular project. So, and you click again to see the whole level picture. So in the pie chart here, it's a really nice, useful to show how you're tracking overall. Everyone loves a Gantt chart, or it could just be me. So we have a really dynamic Gantt chart here, giving you a high level overview of project status. You can select a particular line, which will give you more details on that, and again we'll cross filter into each of the dimensions on the right hand side. So you also can click on particular projects within the Gantt chart, and it will show you a bit more specific detail here. And another table that is quite new in our project budget is our recognized GL versus budgets. So this is a high level overview. It's everything that you could want in one table about how much we recognized in GL compared to budgets in our jobs, which is great. So our Service Insights app, just to show you quickly, this app is grouped into service overview and service orders, where you can get an in-depth look at your services and products. You're also able to see your response times, your fault and resolution analysis, your cost amounts, your item profitability, and what's it looking over service, item and resourcing. So you can also check your service orders and status and filter through by many reasons and so much more. Our CRM app is interesting. This gives you critical data and highlights that you may be missing from this relationship management system. So if you'd like to see a better overview and snapshot of how your CRM salespeople and campaigns are going, and how, like, how your contacts might be working for each company, what the opportunities are, the current open opportunities, and how the campaigns might be tracking over time. You can have a look here, and there's loads of free features that you can check out with our 30-day free trial. Finally, but not least, is our brand spanking new Manufacturing Insights app. So this is our hot new app, and we got quite sweaty making this app. If you'd like meticulous insight into each of all aspects of your production, cost and capacity, and a unified view of your production to make production decisions, this app is for you. So it's all the production costs and capacity reports you could possibly want, on time and in full, what are the expected and actual consumptions and values. We've got deep dives and cost overviews. You can have a look at this very smart production table, which will help you select by any measure, and you can order it however you like. So you can do ordering both by rows and through columns in terms of what you would like to see, which is pretty dynamic and awesome. So you might be asking, after all of that, what else is there? So there is more, as there always is. All content is downloadable in Business Central and is ready to go in minutes, so no deployment is required. There are ongoing enhancements and evolution, so as Business Central updates, so do our apps. So you don't need any new implementation, you can simply download a new version. Everything is configurable for a user with admin rights, and so there's no need to pay for an external person to manage or administer. We have easy to use information about how to use the apps in short videos and simple instructions, and anyone, I think, should be able to do that. So for example, we have set up connector. We also have instructional videos if you prefer to watch or if you prefer to read. This is what this gives you. We also send out on a monthly basis emails, which gives you insights into all of the new features in our apps, which can be useful reminders for you as well. And then we also just know that we listen to our customers. So if you want anything specific, you can let us know. We're likely to include it in the following month's update. You can create your own Power BI reports through connecting to our standard data set, and we can show you how to do that, which is pretty cool. If you love Excel or you're an Excel freak, you can download and analyze your data in Excel as well. If you want a particular report that you don't see, ask us and we'll add it into our next release, which is free of charge. And if you want more than one app, we do packages. So what we're offering today, if you buy now, you can get an extra month free. So that's 2 free months in total. We give free installation and setup and 1 hour of free training. So that's over $600 in value to you. And you can use this coupon code at checkout, which is Advantage 2020. And our pricing is contained on our website here. So that's the summary. Thanks so much, Gary.
Great. Perfect. Thanks so much. That was great. Let's see if we have any questions. Oh, there's one that came through now. So with the pricing, is it based on the number of BC users or Power BI users?
It's based on the number of Power BI users. Yeah, so everyone has to have a Power BI license.
Great. Next question is, does eKnowtion support on-premise installations?
Yes, we absolutely do. We support on premises, and that's for our premium users, and we can set it up for anyone on premises. Absolutely.
Great. And this last question here. How many rows of data can be imported into the Business Central Insights app?
Oh, I'm sorry, Gary, can you repeat that?
Sure. How many rows of data can be imported into the Business Central Insights app?
Oh, well, quite excitingly, we've done some changes and some recent testing, and 15 million rows can be imported now. Most companies won't need that amount, but that's actually quite extensive. But you can also filter that for the last 2 years, for example. You don't need to import so many, but there is that capacity, which I think is pretty cool.
Perfect. Well, that looks like all the questions for today. Thank you all so much for joining today's session. If you do have any questions or you would like a more personalized demo, please feel free to reach out to us at Advantage, to your account manager, or on our website, and we will be in touch and set up that for you. Have a lovely day and hope to speak to you soon. Thanks.
Thank you.